Lord, let this moment last for another year. Though today has ended, the night's still young, I'd say. Lover, don't go away. Let it be the thing that I am longing for. Let's fly out from Manhattan to the California shore, just to watch the ships at night on the San Francisco Bay. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Don't say you have to go. Don't say you need to run. Stop the clock on Central Station and we can have a drink downtown. Let it be the night that I am longing for. Let's fly down south to Austin or to Ecuador, just to drink pina colada on a hot, wet summer's day. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Yeah! Don't say you have to go. Don't say you need to run. I'll stop the clock on Central Station and we can have a drink downtown. Let it be the night that I've been longing for. Let's fly down south to Austin or to Ecuador, just to drink pina colada on a hot, wet summer's day. Oh, lover, oh, lover, oh, lover, please, please stay. Please stay. Please stay.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the next DW Live show. We're joined today by Matt Daniel Baker, and Don is with me as well.
Good afternoon, everybody. No, they can't hear you, Matt. They can hear you now, but they can't yet see you. We'll bring you on in just a minute. I'm going to let Neil talk first.
I've disappeared.
Yeah, so Matt is, you're probably aware of Matt. He is a mind reader, mentalist, actor, writer, magician, you name it, star of stage, TV screen, film, you name it. He's a man of many talents. Can we hear him?
I've just taken myself off the screen for a minute because we can see Di peering in over your shoulder there, Neil.
Yeah, and Di's peering in because Di's going to be on the show a bit later on when Matt is going to perform a trick on her, so that should be good.
Excellent.
So can we see and hear Matt now?
Yes,
Tom?
we can indeed. Matt, hello. How are you?
I'm here. Good afternoon. Neil,
Good.
what an introduction. Wow. I just wish I had
It's
a
all
better
true,
app.
though, man. Yeah, it's all true. It's all true. It's all true. Just before we get started, Dom, was there anything we need to just remind people about and stuff?
As normal, there are likely to be things that we really, really want to get you involved with this show, particularly. Leave comments, drop us a like, let us know where you're watching from, say hi. We will mention as many people as we can. I can already see, let me just have a quick flick through. I can already see that Andrew Woods is watching. Jan Denning, hello, Jan. Di's watching. She must be in another room now. Lucy McCann, hi. And Charlotte Ahern. Good afternoon, everybody. Leave messages, say hi, drop us a comment. We will come back to you shortly, and we will be getting you involved in this show as well.
Yeah, just to let you know, so what we're going to do is having a little chat with Matt, find out about his career, what he's done to date, what's coming up for him in the future. And Matt's also going to be performing some amazing tricks for us. So that's going to be fantastic. So first of all, Matt, just do you want to tell us how you got started in the industry? You know, what was the first steps for you?
Well, in the sort of entertainment industry, I started off as an actor. I was about 17, 18, and I wanted to do plays and television and stuff like that. So I joined an amateur dramatic society, did a few plays, and then quite quickly after that, I was fortunate enough to get a lead role in a play. It was called Girls' Night Out, and it was about strippers. And yeah, I had the main part. I didn't. Yeah, so I did a UK tour for about 2 years doing that, and it was brilliant. I kind of learned everything that I needed to learn there. And shortly after that, I came back to London, and I was on the London Underground, and there was a guy came on.
Yeah.
And he was homeless, and he was asking for money, and he said, "I don't just want to take your money, I want to earn it." And he showed everyone a trick on the tube, and he had a little yellow hanky, and he put it in his fist, and it vanished.
Wow.
And then he brought it back, and I was like, "What?" So I gave him a load of money, and it just did not leave my mind. And then a couple of months later, I found out there was a magic shop in Charing Cross called Davenport's, which sadly isn't there anymore. And I went in and I explained to the guy behind the counter what it was, and he said, "Oh, you mean this?" and sold me the stuff that I needed. And that was it. It literally changed my life, that guy coming on. I feel really bad that I can't find him. Because it literally just opened my eyes to this stuff that I wanted, and all these years later, here I am doing it as a job.
When was that? So when was that, Matt?
About 3 weeks ago. It was no, it was when was that? That was, I must have been 23, 25, something like that. So about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22, 23 years ago.
Wow.
So quite a big step from going from, you know, just learning some magic tricks to then going on stage. And what was the kind of progression that you did, you know?
Well, it starts as I'm sure it does for most magicians, it starts as a hobby, and you get addicted to it like anything else. I always say to people, it's like learning an instrument. Most people have picked up a guitar or tried the piano at some point in their lives and quickly put it back down when they realize it doesn't work for them. But a few people just understand it a bit more and carry on and become good at it. And I think with magic's the same. You either sort of, I get people all the time say to me, "Oh, teach me a trick, teach me a trick." And you can teach them, but you know they're not going to put the hours in to make it perfect, to make it brilliant. They just want to get that quick fix of a wow moment, which I understand, you know, they want, and, you know, everyone wants that. But for it to be good and for it to be believable, you need to work at it. You need to make sure that it feels normal and feels natural to the people that are watching it, you know.
And I guess you being an actor definitely helps with that, because it's certainly a performance, isn't it, on stage?
Yeah, absolutely. It was certainly good for my ego. It was far more than going to auditions day after day and getting rejected. Suddenly I had this thing where I was an instant superstar, and I got a lot more work as a magician than I did as an actor. So that kind of was a reason for it to take over. But then, funnily enough, about 10 years down the line, I made a film. I made a film with my friend Warren. We wrote a sitcom together, took it to ITV. ITV wanted to buy it, but we'd made a pact like idiots that if we weren't allowed to be in it, we weren't going to sell it to anyone. And we literally were in the room, and they were laughing at us and said, "Do you understand what you're saying?" And we were like, "No, we want to be in it." So anyway, as a result of that, they said to us, "Okay, if you part fund a pilot, we'll let you be in that, but you have to get some cameos in to bolster it up." So we agreed to that. So we went on the mission to try and raise some money. And in doing that, someone said to us, "Well, why, if you're raising money, just keep going, like make it yourself, but, you know, turn it into a film." So we condensed 6 episodes of this TV show and raised £500,000, got investment, and made a film. And it came out in the cinema. We had a premiere on the red carpet. It's called The Shouting Men. It's a British football comedy. Out on DVD. So that was 2010 now, actually. Yeah, quite a while ago. But we took it to Cannes, and out there everyone meets each other. There's loads of networking. Everyone's giving each other business cards, and you come back home with a big stack of business cards. Where I was ringing people going, "Oh, hello mate, it's Matt the magician, Matt," and I literally leapfrogged everyone with these business cards simply because of magic, so it's not only has it been a job, it's been useful for people remembering you,
Matt, where can people watch your movie?
It's on iTunes. I think it's about £1.49 now. Okay. Or you can buy a signed DVD from me for £672. I'll deliver it to your house.
It seems like a bargain.
It is a bargain. I tell you, it really is. But yeah, I think it's not on Netflix, but I think it might be on Amazon. But it's definitely on iTunes, and I think you can buy a physical copy online as well.
We will find a link to it and we will post it.
Yeah. Neil, let me do something quickly on you. I feel like I'm talking about all the wrong things here. A very quick thing, and I know this is going to catch you off guard, but I want you to imagine you've got a dice, an invisible dice in your hand. Oh, just let us see it. Hold it up. Excellent. It's all right. Okay. It's slightly bigger at my end, but it's all right. We'll use yours. Do this carefully because I don't want you to upset the neighbours, but give it a little shake. Excellent. And just roll it on the table, because you're going to see a number on that dice that you're going to look at in your mind and be convinced that that's the number that you've rolled to. And I'm hoping it's going to match the prediction that I've got in there. Neil, do you have a number in your mind that you rolled to?
I do.
Oh, I dropped the pen. Okay, what number did you go for?
4.
Really? Is there any reason why you went for 4? I can tell you there is, Neil, because there's 4 letters in your name, which is Neil, and I also thought that you would go for the number 4 as well, which is perfect. So give yourself a little round of applause. Well done, you.
Hang on.
Too much.
Okay, fine. Leave that there.
Amazing.
There you go.
Mind reading. A nice segue there into mind reading. So, do you want to tell us a bit about how you moved into that from the magic? Or I know you do them kind of side and things.
Well, mind reading. I used to perform obviously regular sort of traditional close-up magic, sleight of hand magic using cards and coins and stuff like that, which is great, and everyone loves that sort of stuff. But I found that it sort of became a bit monotonous for me performing it. It was the same thing over and over and over again. So you'd get someone to sign their name on a card and you'd lose the card, find the card. But I realized that if you ask them to write a word, a secret word, or think of someone that they haven't seen for years and write that on it, suddenly that trick had a little bit more meaning for them, and they responded to it better and they reacted to it better. And so I then tried to sort of incorporate that into the tricks that I was doing. And over time, I did it more and more and more. And I started to get involved in the sort of psychology of magic and the psychology of people and the way that people behave, body language, all that sort of stuff. And more my tricks kind of grew into that area until I was confident enough and I felt it was safe enough for me to take risks like that, like you with the dice, where I felt like I wouldn't get it wrong, or it would turn out how I wanted it to turn out. But then sometimes you've got the sort of backup of sleight of hand as a safety net. So when stuff did go wrong, I would just end the trick differently. But you obviously wouldn't know that because you don't know the ending. So that's how it kind of got to that point. And then
which I can understand when you're in person, but and it's what you said just now, like it's having a sense of comfort that that the trick isn't going to go wrong, which is how you were able to do what you just did with Neil. But there must be times, surely, when even things like that go wrong. And then in that instance where we are all remote, how do you finish that differently?
I don't know yet, to be honest. I'm guessing that once that happens, I probably just won't do that trick again. So it's trial and error, all of this stuff. for all of us. But it's actually been difficult trying to come up with stuff that has that, because if you've got the person next to you, obviously there's a lot you can do, and you can physically manipulate them as well, without them realizing what's going on. But with this, it's quite bold.
The report you have somebody as well.
The rapport thing, yeah, exactly. All of that, you know, and you're looking at which person you want to use in the group, you know, all that kind of stuff that's now been eliminated. So this is actually quite bizarre. You know, it's quite an odd feeling.
You mentioned about the body language stuff and the human behavior stuff. I know that's something that you're moving into with training for companies and things like that now as well.
Yeah, I get asked a lot, because I do a lot of stage shows, a lot of after dinner shows at corporate events. You always get the people, especially the sales team, you know, they're the ones that make a beeline for you first, and like, what is that you're doing? How do you do that? So I realized that it was important. You know, there is an asset there for companies, for someone like me to come in and just talk about stuff, not getting too involved, because I've found in the past when you go into too much detail with this stuff, it's just overwhelming. So it's just small steps, really. It's more about understanding who you are as a person and what personality traits you've got that are likable, that you can project onto other people. And it's just confidence. That's all it is. It boils down to confidence of just being free to be yourself. Most people, if they know they've got an important meeting, they're concentrating on the other person too much, and they lose themselves. Their mouth goes dry, they're twitching, they don't know they forget what they were supposed to be saying. But if you have that confidence in yourself and just be yourself, don't put a different voice on, or don't try and have a different hair to the one that you're comfortable with. Just be you and nurture that. That's the first step, really, because once you can do that and once you're comfortable, people then are drawn to what you're saying and what you're doing, what you're telling them, what you're asking them. And you take more of an interest in the other person because you're not worried about yourself. And that has a big impact on people. When you're that confident, you really can walk into a room and take over very quickly in a positive way. And that, I think, is important, especially for businesses. And that's something that I've definitely, given what's just happened to everyone, because I'm aware that my job of going out on stage isn't going to happen. Even once we're all allowed back out, events need 2 or 3 months to be planned and put on. So I'm not going to walk back into my job. I know that. So for me, if I can do small steps first and just go in maybe one-to-ones or smaller groups of people and just give them that training, build their confidence and teach them sort of mind control, really. That's what everyone wants.
Definitely a lot of salespeople would benefit from you know, learning skills as well.
Just like basic body language, influence techniques, building rapport, all of that sort of stuff. And I studied lie detection as well for quite a while. And I was actually writing a book about it all because it's fascinating. It's an absolutely brilliant topic. But I found that the word lie sort of has a bit of a negative connotation, and businesses didn't really warm to getting someone in to deal with lies. You know, it sounds. So I've sort of reframed it all, but it's essentially the same mind control area.
Alexi Hughes says it's always the sales guys.
Yeah, it really is. And understandably, you know, because they need to build that rapport, they need to have that connection with people that makes them first and foremost trust them. A bit like that. We just hypnotised Neil there. Did you see that?
There's always something in this show right now.
You will have forgotten all of that. Neil, I want you to imagine you've got an invisible dice, right? And what you're going to do.
I love that something's happened to Neil, because I've seen Dice commented that my clock's back on the wall. Anyone that saw the show, I think it was last week,
he's just fallen.
The clock fell off down behind the back of the
It's nice to see that you're still having those liquid lunches, Neil, even on the lockdown.
I was only going to say, has anybody got any questions? And then I think I'm going to get loads of stick now. So you got another trick that we can show, maybe involve the guys watching as well, Matt?
Yeah, actually, I know that there's a bit of a delay on this, so it's going to take a little while for us to keep up. But if everyone could, anyone that's watching, type in the name of a playing card. And Dom, what you're going to do is, once we've got a decent selection of cards come up, I'm going to ask you to pick one of them. Okay, so if everyone now could just type in a playing card, whatever it might be. And once you're happy, Dom, that there's enough up there that you've got a fair choice, and that I haven't just sent all of those in myself.
Yeah, you're not allowed to put any. So people at home, people watching wherever you are, mostly at home, I would imagine, please type in the name of a card into the comments now. It's going to take us 20 or 30 seconds for those to be able to see them. We've started to get them come in. So stick the name of a card into the comments below. And while we do that, I'm just going to let everyone marvel at the same thing I did, which is, so far, Matt absolutely wins for best background. So I'm going to go full screen on you for the moment, Matt, and you can introduce your
Let me breathe in
area.
first. Go for it. Just don't go too low.
Magical. It looks great, though. I love this background.
Well, and I've got my own show that I do. It's called the Mind Reader Show, and I take it around different small venues. It's a nice little intimate cabaret evening. And these are two of the backdrops that I use. I've also got a bigger one. And I just felt I should make a bit of an effort, to be honest. I haven't made an effort for about 3 weeks. So I thought, now
for me and you.
Okay, I am going to select a card. We have some come in. Okay, I have got one.
Okay, are you happy with that card, Dom, or do you want to change your mind? You can change it for a different one if you want.
No, I'm going to stick with it. Yeah.
And just make sure as well that you're happy that it isn't one of the obvious ones like the Ace of Spades, Queen of Hearts, King of Spades. I want it to be something that you feel you've got that's a little bit harder to guess.
It's not one of the obvious ones.
So what I'd like you to do now then is imagine that obviously this pack of cards right here. I don't know if you can see them on the.
I'll put you back on full screen just a minute.
I can move them closer if that helps.
Put it on kind of in line because we're all on screen at the same time. So
I'll put
hold them like that. That's great.
That's all right.
Yeah, perfect.
So this card, Neil, Dom, do you want to change your mind or are you going to stick with it?
No, I'm going to stick with it.
Going to stick with it, and I'll try and keep it in the frame so it doesn't move out anywhere. I want you to imagine that all of these cards are facing you.
Yeah.
And in your mind, just go through all the cards and take out the card that you're thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to turn it round in your mind and put it back in so the back of the card is facing you, but all the others are facing forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're happy?
I'm happy. Do you want me to write my card down so I can show it to people before we?
No.
Okay,
it's fine. You can just say it out loud because I'm gonna do exactly what you've just said. So say the card. What was it?
It's the 2 of diamonds.
2 of diamonds. What made you go for the 2 of diamonds out of all of those ones that you saw?
I have absolutely no idea. It just popped up. I'm just going to see who it was.
Okay, keep looking at me though, so you can see that I'm not going to.
It was Lisa Cox did 2 of diamonds, and it just leapt out on the screen.
And you're happy with the 2, yeah?
I am absolutely happy with the 2 of diamonds.
I'll try and keep these in full view because, like I said, they will all be facing you, right? Every single one of them is facing you, apart from one of them. I don't know if you can see that right there. Now, you might think that I'm in cahoots with Lisa. Even if I was in cahoots with Lisa, I couldn't have made you choose that 2 diamonds.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so again, give yourself a round of applause. Lisa, I'll send you that tenner in the post.
I like magic, but it blows my mind as well. I just don't understand how it's done.
And I've never done that one before.
I prefer it that way.
Another one. I'll put that on the list.
You've not done it before?
No, I have.
I thought you were joking.
So if I can, one of the other things, sorry to interrupt, I want to take this opportunity because one of the things obviously that's going on is that all of us have pretty much lost our jobs until the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And Neil, this platform that you've got here with the Delegate Wranglers is phenomenal. And I can see all the time how it's helping people, answering questions, problems, even psychological problems that people have got. And it is amazing that you're doing this. So first of all, from me, thank you very much for not only setting the group up, but pushing it forward and doing other stuff, being diverse and including people, because we all feel like someone else has got a better handle on this than us. And it's horrible. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. And I just want to, if it's all right, I just want to mention a couple of people that I know have made an effort to try and branch out and carry on. First person I want to talk about, and they're all members as well, is a guy called Pete Heat. Pete Hathaway is a magician. He has developed an online show. You can book him online. You can get round your dinner table with neighbours or whoever.
Amazing.
Obviously they'll be on video, not literally, don't get them in. And he'll do a show. You can pay to see a show. It's not overly expensive. I'm not exactly sure, but that's peteheat.co.uk. Go and have a look at him. Very important one as well. Gareth Callion, a good friend of mine who's a magician, he runs a circus school for kids, and they've put that online. I don't know if you've got kids, but apart from having to do all their bloody schoolwork with them, keeping them occupied, they've got an online circus. It's brilliant. And that's, let me just look, showtimecircus.co.uk. So if you've got kids, please have a look at that. Get online, get on the course. It's going to free you up for a big part of your day. I thoroughly recommend that.
We'll put the links to these in the comments, Matt. So
yeah, if you would, as I say, they're really making an effort to keep this stuff alive and to not only keep their job alive in a way, but keep people entertained. You know, obviously we've got Netflix and all the rest of it, and obviously my film, most importantly. But yeah, and also I want to just talk about Paul Martin Magic. He's a host. He's an event host. He's doing a lot behind the scenes. He's a member as well, but he's very well known and very popular amongst magicians. And he's been doing a lot. He's been supporting a lot of people, trying to keep things going. So as an event, he's a hilarious bloke, hosts events. Look him up, Paul Martin. And finally, I just want to talk about Keelan Laser as well, who I spoke to you earlier on, Dom. We were on Penn and Teller together. We've got a digital act, as well as all the mind reading. We've got a completely unique show that we do all over the world using iPads. We use 10 iPads on stage. We use drones, virtual reality. It's a fully tech show. And we literally, for the past 5 or 6 years, have been all over the world. Look that up, digitalillusionists.com, see and have a look at our show reels, because they're just mind-boggling.
Sorry, so again,
digitalillusionists.com.
Okay, I'll bring it up on the screen in a minute.
And it's me and Keelan Laser. It's a double act. It's a corporate act, but it's massive. You should really have a look at that again. Just going forward into the future. There you go.
Well,
Plug's done. Is that all right?
That probably leads us into some of the kind of amazing shows that you've been on, like Penn and Teller and all the kind of things. Do you want to tell us about a few of those?
Yeah, we were, again, myself and Keelan, we did Penn and Teller together with the Digital Act. We did that in Las Vegas. And before that, we did a show called Masters of Illusion, which is a show that they film in Hollywood, where you come on and you do your act. You do a routine or 2 routines. I think you do. 2 routines. And they were brilliant. They were, as far as getting on TV, being a magician, because one of the things that again always gets said to you is, you know, you should be on Britain's Got Talent. You should be on Britain's Got Talent. Everyone says it wherever you go, which is lovely. But what they perhaps don't understand is that you're taking your life in your hands doing those shows, because you're basically taking your career and asking for approval for that career that served you perfectly well. Yeah. And you can get it wrong and lose that career like that. And it's always the risk. You know, the rewards are amazing. And a lot of my friends, Jamie Raven, Mark Spellman, have been on there and done brilliantly. But I also know,
but it could have gone the other way, right?
I know people that have gone the other way, and they're great shows when they work for you, but you just have to be careful. So going on Penn and Teller, even though the objective is to fool them, they're not judging you. They're not telling you that you're no good. No. They're giving you a platform to present yourself. As with Masters of Illusion, it's not a judging panel. It's just magicians go on and do their thing. So those were 2 really important shows.
I'm a huge fan of Fool Us, particularly. I watch all of them on YouTube whenever I see a new one pop up. We'll make sure that we put a link to yours as well, because I think people should see it.
Brilliant.
And I really love the fact that they're not there to judge. They are extremely, in most instances, extremely complimentary of.
They really are.
Of the guys and girls that go on.
Yeah, they go out of their way because they understand. They understand that you're pushing your career. You're trying to make an effort. A couple of people over the years have gone on and been a little bit arrogant about it, and even then they've held it together and been nice to them. But they really do set you up. I mean, we filmed our ident stuff, just our little biography bits. They took us upstairs to a private nightclub in Planet Hollywood. And we practically had a full-blown film crew. Yeah. just for us to sort of this little 15-second ident, but it was incredible. Even stuff like that, you just don't get that anywhere else. So myself, and I know Keelan as well, were really grateful for that opportunity, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Keelan is actually watching as well.
Is he watching? Hello, mate.
He suggested a card. He was actually in number 2 on the list. I left some of the early ones, some of the later ones, and when people suggesting cards, and I skipped over him.
What did he want?
You tell us. Hang on.
That would have been probably the 3 of clubs, I would imagine.
Oh, 4 of clubs. Close though.
There you go. I don't like to show off too much.
No, but interesting. I find that even fascinating that you got that close. Is that a magic thing? What is that?
It's actually my fault, because I would have chosen the 3 of clubs, and I got confused between that and him. So I can see where I went wrong with that one.
Good comeback.
Yeah. There's always stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. So one question I wanted to ask you, we spoke briefly yesterday, was and this is not meant in a negative way, but have you had any funny things that have happened to you on stage? Disasters, and
most of the time. I'm a big one for. I get a big kick out of being unprepared. I don't know why. If my bag's packed 2 hours early, it freaks me out. I prefer to
be more instinctive.
I'm just like that. So I sometimes just sort of let stuff happen, a bit like this, really, and not knowing how it's going to come out or if it's even going to work. But I enjoy that I don't know, that buzz, I suppose. So I'm normally all right if stuff goes wrong. I can normally find a way around it. But one thing that sticks out more than anything ever, years ago, I got talked into doing kids parties, and I didn't ever want to do them. And there's another, I'm not sure he's on here, but also Etienne Pradier, French magician, is brilliant, lovely guy, very funny. Everyone knows him. He said to me, Matt, come on, do these kids parties. They'll love you. Because I've got kids. They were like, go, do it. So he made me get this thing called a chair suspension, which is 2 chairs, 2 wooden chairs that you open up. You put a plank of wood across it. You get a kid, put them across the plank, put a blanket over them, and take the chairs away. And they levitate. And it's amazing. So I got this chair, and I went and did this party, and I got the birthday girl up. There was about 20 of her friends and parents. I don't know if this matters. It was a Russian family. And the reason I'm saying that is because it occurred to me afterwards that maybe the importance is on the kid, not me. Whereas I think anyone else would have been like, no, wait for the magician to finish before we do this thing that happened. So I got the birthday girl, put her on the plank, covered her up, took one of the chairs away. So now she's sort of half levitating with one chair at the end. And as I was about to get the other one, all the lights went off, and someone comes in with a birthday cake and starts singing, happy birthday. So now sort of everyone's just left the girl and starts singing, and I've got to sort of it's difficult to explain, but undo the tricky things that I'd done to get her into that position, which obviously you can't do. You need to pull it apart and put it back together again. So I literally had to take the blanket off and expose exactly what was going on, and let her go and get her cake, and whimper out through the back door, and never did it again. I think I left the chairs there and everything. That was the end. It was one of those things.
David Harris just commented an old saying is, if a trick's never gone wrong, you've not done it enough times.
Yeah, it was bad. Luckily, all the lights were off while that was going on, but the cake lit the room up anyway. It was ludicrous, but yeah, that was bad. That was one of the worst ones. But as I say, most of the stuff you can kind of weave around it and have a different ending, but that I couldn't. I was stitched up royally there.
Let's do some quick hellos. So we've got Keelan watching. He says hi. Bert Habib. Hi Neil.
Oh, Bert.
You know Bert?
Do you know Neil? Do you know Bert? Uptown Events.
I do know Bert.
Yeah, brilliant. I've worked with them for years and years and years. They're an amazing event company. Uptown Events. Hello, Bert.
Yanch, as a Greytrix, Matt, I've still got a video of the best card trick I've ever witnessed live. I'm assuming that's aimed at something you did.
Well, it better be one of mine, yeah. If not, can I borrow it?
Yeah, we'll have it for content for next time.
Yeah, get that bloke on.
Jenny Lloyd, loving this. Felicity Barry gives a round of applause. I guess that's the trick. Nicola Breen, Emma Sheehan, Claire Wright, thanks for keeping our spirits up. Alexi Hughes says, no way. That was obviously a reaction to either Matt's hair being in coordination with his backdrop or the trick that they just witnessed.
I dyed it especially for these backdrops.
Maybe.
Yeah. I feel like I look like a giant butterfly. I don't know if you picked up on that. I was sort of, I'm going to fly off at the end.
I hadn't, but I've just put you in shot so I can get a screen capture of it later.
Yeah. I don't know.
Daryl Rose says, hi, Matt.
Who said that?
You got time for another trick? You got time for another trick?
Oh, okay.
Daryl, hello, mate. Yes. Can I get Diane in? Is this a good time?
Yes, I just shouted Diane. She's going to come. She's going to be a tremendous victim for you.
Right. Now this, Dom and Neil, this is the situation. If this goes wrong,
Matt, sorry, before you jump in, who do we need on screen for this? Because at the moment, it's the three of us.
I'm going to get Diane, if that's all right.
Okay, fine.
If you can all squeeze in, then brilliant. But
we can.
Just 1 second.
Is Di next to you?
Yeah, actually, because we're on a delay, she's watching it. So I'm going to go and grab her.
She's going to take 30 seconds.
She's just about to see the 2 of diamonds being turned around.
Wow. Anyway, you were. Oh, actually, Jenny Lloyd has just commented. Hi, Matt. Great to see you. You came perform for me for one of my events at the Wilderness Reserve in Suffolk a few years ago. She says,
yeah,
hi.
And that actually. Hi, Jenny. I remember there was. I can't remember what he was doing there, but there was a guy there who was a performer. And do you remember the old comic strip series?
I don't know.
It was after the Young Ones came out. They did.
Okay.
And he was in one of the comic strips, and I was a kid, and I absolutely loved that episode and him. And when he walked through the door, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And that was at Jenny's event. I remember that. It was brilliant.
See, it's always worth commenting.
Yeah, small world.
Right, I'm going to depart the screen. I'm going to just put you and Di on the screen right now. So here we go. It is just the two of you.
Oh man, I hope this works. Get ready to switch this off because. This could be a car crash, but I'm going to do it anyway. How are you? Are you all right?
Hi, Matt. Be gentle with me.
All right. Okay. It's not that sort of show, but I'll carry on. Are you ready for this?
I hope so. Let's give it a go.
It's going to be fine. Now, I know you've been watching the other stuff that's been going on, but I'm going to try and go a little bit further with you. And delve into your mind just a little bit more. It's all fine. You're just gonna make a few decisions. That's all.
Okay.
So I want you to sit up nicely and just take a deep breath and just start to relax because I'm going to take your mind on a little journey here. All right. So just take a nice deep breath in. Nothing's going to happen. Don't worry. Are you doing that? There it goes. Good. So I want you to transport yourself a little bit into the future, and once this big horrible mess has all cleared itself up and we get to go out and live our lives, I want you to imagine that you are going to go on a holiday. Okay, and I just want you to let yourself just think of somewhere. Imagine you've got a travel brochure or a globe or an atlas, whatever it is, and just picture a country that you can see yourself possibly going to, but not one that you've maybe mentioned on Facebook or anything like that. Just see yourself going somewhere. It doesn't matter where, just in your mind. Have you got somewhere?
I have a few bounced around there, Matt, but I'll go with one of them. Okay.
Okay, that's all right. If you want to change your mind, you can, but just let me know when you've settled on one that feels right. Okay, you got one that feels right? Perfect. Okay, first thing to do, tell us where it is that you are visualizing yourself right now.
Somewhere I've never been, the Maldives.
The Maldives. Okay. So if you could go on this trip, you would go to the Maldives, okay? Now, on this trip, I'm going to let you take someone with you, all right? Now, I don't want you to feel guilty as to who this is. This could be a celebrity, it could be a friend, it could be a relative, it could be a neighbor, it could be anyone. But picture yourself in the Maldives with someone. Do you have someone in mind?
It's going to have to be Neil.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
It is today. It is today.
And he's your brother, right? Is he? No, right, okay. Because I was hoping you might have gone for your, but do you have a brother? No.
I do have a brother.
Right. Okay. So you want to go with Neil?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to feel very obvious, but it's all right. We'll stick with it. But it's good. So you're going to go to the Maldives with Neil. This isn't overly imaginative at this point, but don't worry, it's all going very well. And when you're on this holiday, you're going to be talking, you're going to be laughing, you're going to be eating stuff. And I want you just to now sit down in your mind with Neil in the Maldives, and you're going to be having a drink. I want you to start to taste the drink that you would have with Neil. Okay. You're laughing, so maybe you're famous for this drink. If that feels obvious, you can check it. Just so you know, a cup of tea in the Maldives, it would be good, but maybe not where I'm heading for. So what sort of drink do you think you would have sat there with Neil?
Do you want me to say?
Yeah.
A very large Jack Daniels and Coke.
JD and Coke. Good. And are you famous for drinking these, or has this just come to your mind now?
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah. Oh, well, we know that Neil's had a few because he toppled over earlier, so that's good. So just transporting yourself further into the future a little bit, when do you envisage this might happen for you? When can you see, I'll just want a month and a year that this might be nice for you to do? Whenever you've thought of that, just let me know.
Let's go May 2022.
So May in 2022. So not next year, you're going to go for the following year after that. So you really are letting stuff settle down and relax, and everyone's back into the swing of things and all that. Now, of any of those things, would you like to change your mind on any of them?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And have you been to the Maldives before?
Never.
This is going to be weird because I always make predictions and I keep things safely in my wallet. If I can, this jacket's tighter than it was the last time I wore it, as is this wallet. Now, this is important. I'm going to do this as carefully as I can for you because I did make a little prediction. If I can open this up, inside my wallet, if I keep it in shot, is an envelope. I'll get rid of this. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Sealed envelope. And I'm going to just rip the end off. Now, before I open this, can you confirm that we genuinely haven't set any of this up? You had no idea this was going to be asked of you?
No. Full disclosure, we've never even spoken before 2 minutes before the show and nothing about this.
I'm going to be as careful as I can. Happy so far?
Yeah.
Because I made a little prediction, and like I said, I wasn't sure if this was going to completely work or not. But I did predict that you would go on a trip to the Maldives. I actually thought it might have been your brother, but I did put an N.
That's Neil.
I was hoping that you wouldn't choose Neil, but I got the initial right anyway. You'll be talking and laughing and drinking a Jack Daniels and Coke. There you are.
Amazing.
Thank you very much. I'll take a picture of this later and I'll pop it on the thing. I'm not paying for it, no. If I sell enough DVDs, I will.
High five to that prediction, Matt.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Has never worked before, so this is a good afternoon for me.
That was amazing. No, so thanks a lot, Matt. I think we'll wrap it up. Just want to know, is there any more questions from any of the guys?
No, there's been no questions. Just quite a few wows and a few comments of Diane take me from Lisa, from Felicity. Lisa said, how the heck did he do that? Jenny said, Matt, you're incredible. Nicola Breen said, amazing. Felicity, you're amazing. Matt, brilliant. Yeah, we've got some lovely comments coming in. Really,
Thank you very much indeed. Well, that's good. I'm glad if it cheered a few people up, then it was, that's all worth it.
Quick question before you go. What's next? Have you got anything booked in? Are you doing anything online, or people can see you again? I know you've got a website. We can put the link up and things afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I'm gonna carry on rewriting my book, my body language book, and just sort of, as I say, getting everything in place for that, and just keep safe. My wife Susie works for the NHS. She's a phlebotomist, so she's going in taking people's blood all the time and seeing the harshness of it all. So that's odd. Sort of getting that back every single day, hearing what's going on, sometimes what's not going on. So we've got all that going on as well, and obviously I'm doing the homeschooling stuff as well. So it's actually a bit of a nightmare. I just want to go to work. I want to go and show off for half an hour on stage. And
Matt, just while you're finishing talking to Matt, let me get your website on the screen. What is your web address? How can people find you?
It's www.mattdanielbaker.com.
Okay, I will get that on the screen in just a second. Excellent. In fact, I will put that on the screen right now.
So again, I just want to personally thank Susie, my wife, and my kids, Izzy in China, and my mates, Keelan, Rob Fox, Paul Martin. They're all out there watching. Neil, thank you very much indeed. And Di, again, keep going. You do brilliant stuff. And I know sometimes you get a little bit stick. People get a bit disgruntled and a bit impatient, but everything that you're doing is only there to help. So seriously, it's brilliant. And that's why I definitely wanted to try and be a part of it in some way. And I think one thing just popped into my mind there, if there's any way of doing this when it does all clear up, I'd love to do some sort of showcase evening for you all, and we'll get some performers and
watch this space, because we will be having a party. So
yes, that'd be great. If I could jump up and do 10 minutes, that'd be amazing. And just anything like that, really, just to get everyone.
You're booked already.
Put me in. All right, okay. Make sure it's the two of diamonds again, and
Maldives with someone with a name beginning with N, drinking a Jack Daniels.
Yeah, ignore that bit. Edit that bit out. I was close.
No, thanks a lot, Matt. Been brilliant. Thanks a lot. Amazing for the amazing tricks, and great hearing about what you've done and that. So good luck, and well done to your wife. Tell her to keep up the good work.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.
Joining us. We'll let you go. We'll make sure all of the links and any links that you've mentioned, if you drop into the comments so people can find them. So any of the ones that you were talking about, drop into the comments just so people can find them, find you.
Yeah.
And we will catch up with you very soon. Thanks for
Brilliant.
being on.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
See you later.
Neil, I'm not entirely sure what to say. I love it, but it really scares the hell out of me.
I know, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's great.
So, thanks again, Dom, for everything. Thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fine. It's been it's been a really great thing to do. We've had some really lovely comments come in this time. I think it isn't just about talking about things that are traditionally specific to the event world right now. It's finding ways to entertain people. I think you used entertain and uplift in one of the posts that you put out, and that's exactly what's happening right now. And it's great to be involved with it, and it's also really nice that we've got people that are just sitting while they're doing other stuff at home. They're sitting and getting involved, and they are commenting, and they're saying nice things.
I think these are going to be really varied as well. You're going to be learning new skills, meeting new people, a bit of entertainment, team building, really varied. So once again, I'd just like to shout out to anybody who feels that they've got something to bring to the show. Come on. We don't bite. Well, not much.
Things go wrong because they should, because it's live, and that's one of the accidents. No, it's really good. Just one other thing before we go there, Neil, because obviously this all started with the first show that we did 2 weeks ago tomorrow now, when we talked about everything to do with online events. And I do just want to cover this off briefly, because people are still asking lots of questions about the different platforms that they should be using or could be using for their online event, whether it's video conferencing, whether it's webinar, whether it's a completely virtual event. And we created a document which does have an awful lot more information in it now. Thank you to anyone that's commented or contributed any source of information on this spreadsheet. But it's a Google Docs link. I've put the link to it on screen. So if you're interested in looking at the different platforms available to you for transitioning your event to online only, you can go to go.stream.com/online events. That's go.stream.com/online events. There is a whole list of them on there, I think 64, 65. With pricing, with information about participants and attendees. And we see loads of people, even 2 weeks on. I know that if I was to go on there right now, we will be able to find people that are looking at it and using it. So it's been a really worthwhile resource. It's go.stream.com/online-events. I've put the link to it on the screen now. We'll put the link in the comments so that we can continue to allow people access to the information that they need to have right now.
No, brilliant, Dom. Thanks for putting that together, and thanks to everybody for adding to it. And I just wanted to say, just to get back to these shows, they're going to be every Tuesday, this time every week.
Yep.
So we've got a couple booked in already. So as I say, keep dropping us a line, keep tuning in, keep supporting the group. Thanks very much, and stronger together.
Always stronger together. Thank you very much indeed. We will see you next Tuesday at 1:30. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Hi, I'm Dominic. I run Stream. We're the UK's first iPhone-only multi-camera live stream and event video production company. On this video, we're going to show you everything you need to know, give you instructions on how to set yourselves up for recording video while you're at home. Whether you are recording for output later, whether you are video conferencing, whether you're doing a demonstration, whether you're taking part in a webinar, everything in this video is designed to help you get the most from that video. So follow these tips, follow the instructions, and I guarantee the quality of the output from you while you're at home will be significantly better.